The first sign of the invasion was not fire or noise or even light. It was silence. Every satellite orbiting Earth, civilian, military, scientific, went dark within the same second. No explosions, no debris. Just a clean, absolute absence of signal, as if space itself had closed its eyes. Astronomers noticed first, then air traffic controllers, then nuclear command centers, and then the sky broke. Above New York, Beijing, Moscow, Delhi, London, and hundreds of other cities, the blue of the atmosphere folded inward like cloth pulled through an invisible ring. Massive structures slid out of nothingness, their hulls blacker than shadow, vast enough to eclipse the sun. Gravity stuttered, windows shattered, oceans pulled unnaturally toward the heavens before settling again. Panic erupted worldwide. Missile silos unlocked automatically. Early warning systems screamed. Fighter jets scrambled, only to lose power mid-ascent and glide helplessly back to the ground. Naval fleets tried to reposition, but their engines stalled as if seized by an unseen hand. On the bridge of the flagship Kareth, Supreme Commander Vral stood unmoving as Earth filled the forward display. The planet glowed blue and green, fragile, loud with electromagnetic chatter, alive in a way few worlds were. "Human weapon platforms are activating," reported a tactical officer. "Probability of hostile engagement, 98%. Vral did not turn. His voice was calm, iron-hard. Engagement protocols acknowledged. Across the fleet, weapons charged. Planetary siege cannons warmed. Containment arrays aligned. Then Vral spoke again. "Rule 1 remains absolute." A pause rippled through the bridge. A junior officer, new, ambitious, and visibly tense, leaned forward. "Supreme Commander, requesting clarification. Human resistance will result in unacceptable risk to our forces. Standard doctrine allows for immediate extermination." Vral turned slowly, his armored presence filling the command space. His eyes, ancient and cold, locked onto the officer. "State Rule 1, he said. The officer swallowed. "We do not kill humans." "Correct," Vral replied. "No exceptions." The order cascaded through the fleet. Targeting AIs recalculated in real time. Lethal thresholds were removed. Kill zones became neutralization grids. Warheads reconfigured themselves mid-charge, converting to electromagnetic and gravitational payloads. From Earth, it looked like mercy. From the fleet, it was discipline. The first human missiles launched from coastal batteries, streaking upward in white arcs. Before they reached the clouds, invisible beams sliced across their trajectories. Every missile froze, engines cut, and then gently fell into the ocean, detonating harmlessly beneath the waves. Over deserts and plains, armored divisions rolled forward, then stopped as gravity fields pinned them to the ground, not crushed, not destroyed, simply held. Human soldiers collapsed mid-run as neural suppression waves swept across battlefields, inducing instant unconsciousness without lasting harm. Heart rates stabilized, breathing continued. In command bunkers, generals stared at screens in disbelief. "They're disabling us," one whispered, "but they're not killing anyone." In the skies, fighter jets locked onto alien dropships and fired. The shots curved away, deflected by shimmering fields. In response, the alien vessels released clouds of light that wrapped around the jets, gently guiding them to emergency landings on open ground. No wreckage, no flames. Cities braced for annihilation that never came. Hospitals remained untouched. Power grids were selectively restored minutes after being shut down. Civilian communication networks flickered back online, intact. In one shattered urban district, a human tank crew attempted to retreat through rubble. An alien walker stepped into their path, towering and monstrous. The crew prepared for death. Instead, the walker deployed a containment field, lifting the tank gently out of the debris and setting it down in an open square. The hatch opened. The crew was stunned and restrained, alive. "Why aren't they killing us?" a soldier whispered as alien medics scanned his injuries. Above it all, alien troops marched through streets with disciplined precision. Their armor was terrifying, their weapons advanced, but every barrel remained lowered. When civilians screamed and fled, patrols slowed, backed away, and altered routes to avoid crowds. A child tripped and fell in the chaos. An alien soldier froze, then knelt, lifting the child to safety before retreating several steps. All of it was recorded. On the Karath, reports streamed in. Planetary defenses neutralized. Civilian casualties 0. Military fatalities 0. Supreme Commander Vral closed his eyes briefly. "Rule 1 compliance?" he asked. "Absolute," the AI replied. Vrail allowed himself a slow, measured breath. "Then proceed," he said quietly, "to Stage 2. And as Earth stood conquered but strangely untouched, humanity faced a truth more unsettling than genocide. They had been defeated by an enemy who refused to let them die. The emergency session of the United Nations convened in a chamber that no longer fully belonged to humanity. The walls shimmered faintly with alien reinforcement fields, translucent layers of technology woven seamlessly into concrete and steel. Radiation shielding hummed softly beneath the floor. Even the air felt different, cleaner, stabilized, monitored. Outside, alien warships hovered in silent orbits, their presence visible even through reinforced ceilings as faint shadows passing over the light. Every seat in the chamber was filled. Presidents, prime ministers, generals, scientists, people who had spent their lives preparing for threats like this, sat in uneasy silence. The doors opened without a sound. Supreme Commander Vral entered alone. He was massive, easily twice the height of a human, encased in dark ceremonial armor, etched with scars that told stories of wars long past. His footsteps were heavy, deliberate, but not aggressive. When he reached the center of the chamber, he stopped. Slowly, deliberately, he removed his helmet. Gasps rippled through the room. His face was ancient, marked by time and battle, eyes glowing faintly with a deep amber light. This was not the face of a mindless conqueror. It was the face of someone who remembered things. "I am Vral of the Kar Dominion," he said, his voice resonating through translators embedded in the chamber. "You know why my fleets came. You fear why they remain." A few delegates stiffened. One gripped the edge of his desk as if preparing to stand or run. "You expect occupation," Vral continued. "You expect extermination, perhaps enslavement." He paused, letting the silence stretch. "You will receive none of these." Confusion spread faster than fear. With a subtle gesture, Vral activated a hologram in the center of the chamber. Light bloomed outward, forming a three-dimensional battlefield suspended in the air. Burning cities, alien corpses scattered among shattered structures, sky darkened by ash. "This was the Battle of Yith Prime," Vral said. 300 of your years ago." The image shifted. A crude human vessel, clearly outmatched, dived through enemy fire. Its hull ruptured as it maneuvered between alien and hostile ships. Human voices crackled through the recording, distorted but unmistakable. "They're wounded. Get them out." "We can't hold this position." "Doesn't matter. They're alive." The chamber went completely silent. The hologram showed human medics dragging wounded alien soldiers to safety, human engineers sharing oxygen masks, human pilots ramming their own ship into an enemy cruiser to shield a retreating alien transport. Vral's voice lowered. "You were not our allies," he said. "You were not even known to us. You were weaker, fewer, and you chose mercy anyway." The scene changed again. Alien refugees, children, elders, huddled inside a failing human colony dome. Human soldiers stood guard at the airlock, knowing evacuation was impossible. Their life signs flatlined one by one as the final transport escaped. A human commander's final log played. Tell anyone who asks, that it was worth it." Several delegates looked away. Others stared, unmoving. "We survived because of you," Vrall said. "My species exists because humans refused to see enemies where there were only lives." He deactivated the hologram. "For centuries, our empire was built on conquest," he continued. "Worlds burned, civilizations ended, and yet, when the galaxy turned its weapons on us, it was humans who shielded us." A human general stood slowly, voice tight. "So you invade us now, with fleets and force?" "Yes," Vrall replied without hesitation, "because mercy paints a target on your species." Another hologram appeared, vast, terrifying. An armada unlike anything humanity had imagined. Ships layered upon ships, stretching into darkness. Symbols burned into their hulls, ancient, hateful. "They are coming," Vrall said. "They destroy any species capable of compassion. They see mercy as weakness." He looked directly at the human representatives. "You taught us otherwise." The chamber trembled faintly as alien ships repositioned in orbit. "We could not warn you," Vrall said. "Your governments would have debated. Your people would have panicked, and you would have died unprepared." A quiet voice rose from the chamber. "So what are we now?" Vrall stepped forward. "You are under our protection," he said, "not as subjects, not as slaves." He lowered himself, slowly, deliberately, into a bow so deep his armored knee touched the floor. "As kin." Shock rippled through the room. "We do not kill humans," Vrall declared. "We stand between you and extinction." Outside, alien fleets shifted into defensive formations, weapons turning outward, not toward Earth. For the first time since the sky broke, humanity understood the truth. This was not an invasion. It was a shield. And the war that would decide the fate of the galaxy had just found its front line, around Earth.